Oh hey YouTube, what's going on? Skeleton's here, and I'm back. By the title of the video you can see that there is a new car part of the family. And right before I show you guys, why don't you take a guess in the comments as to what it is. Some people already know, so for those of you that do know, do not spoil it in the comments, let the others figure it out. But let me show you my 1999 BMW 323 IS. Well, y'all, here it is. Let me know what you think down in the comments right off the first bat from those little short clips that I had. But I'm going to show you more in depth right now before we go for a drive and tell you why exactly I bought this car and what the idea is for it. So right off the bat, I'm just going to do a walk around. It's beat. It has its issues, scratches if you could see them. The wheels aren't the greatest, but it's what it is. I'll go over exactly why we have this car, but it's been here for a while, believe it or not. I've had this car for 8 months already, and I didn't really let you guys know about it because I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to keep it. It was kind of an impulse buy, but let's hop into the car. I'll go over the story of how this came to be and what its plans are. Okay, we're in the car. We're going to go for a drive, and I will explain to y'all why exactly this car is in my possession and what the hell we're going to do with it. So let's go. So it is a 5-speed. I bought the car because I didn't know how to drive stick 8 months ago. I had the basic knowledge, and that's pretty much why I bought the car in the first place. I didn't know how to drive stick, thought it would be a good car to learn it. But the story behind how this became to be. August 30th is the date that I picked this up, 2020. And what had happened was I was scrolling through Facebook because I was looking for a daily driver as my fall semester was coming up, and I needed a better car on better gas mileage than the Cherokee that you guys seen on the channel. The Cherokee gets about 10 miles to the gallon. This gets about 25-30. So it was a much better option at the time. So I sent this to my buddy Chris, and I was like, hey, should I go look at this? He's like, hell, I would go buy it. I was like, okay. So I had the money, I grabbed it. I went off to go look at the car, 45 minutes away. I get there, and there's 4 other groups of people also there to look at it. I happened to be the first one to get there. So the guy took me on a drive. He took me around his neighborhood a little bit. I asked him a couple questions. The car wasn't actually his. He owned like a detail shop or something like that, and he took it in as a price off of some older gentleman because the older gentleman couldn't afford the detail and the body work that his shop had done, and he had this car just sitting around. So he just gave this car in on like a price exchange instead of like paying out. So that's how I came in possession of it. I went and looked at it, took it for a drive, I picked it up. I got it that day, didn't even think about it. And I had 3 other groups of people there, and I was like, well, shoot, I need to pick this up, and it needs to be mine. So fast forward like 6 hours that day, the guy drops it off at my house. Paid him an extra sum of money to drop it off at my house. He even dropped it off with a full tank of gas, which was nice. So here we are, and now I have this car in my possession. For about a week, I had no idea if I even wanted to keep it. I thought about instantly going and taking pictures of it and selling it. It's like, I have no idea if I want to keep this. But here I am, 8 months later. Today is April 17th, I think, and it's still in my possession. So I figured, what the hell, I guess it's time to make content with it. So that is pretty much the story of it in my possession, and now I have it, and we're here to make content with it. Let me go over what I've done off camera over the past 8 months. So first of all, I learned how to drive it. Learned how to drive it completely off camera. My dad taught me, and I've been just driving it around. I probably only put like 2,000 miles on it since I got it, if that, maybe even just 1,000. But I bought it to be a driver. Anyway, I now have done probably a bunch of stuff to it. Not a bunch of stuff, but some stuff. I had to put a new radio in the car because my amplifier blew in the rear. So I did an amp bypass kind of, and I have a new radio in the car. It's a Kenwood radio. I'll put it in the description. I also had to put new shocks in the rear of the car. For those of you that don't know, I live in the north and the roads are awful. And I blew out 2 rear shocks after hitting a pothole one day. So I put 2 new rear shocks in the car. And you've probably seen from the beginning of the video, the car's on its spare currently because the tire that was, the wheel and tire that was there is in the trunk because it's leaking air, and I haven't had time to bring it to the tire shop. So that leads me into my next thing. What the heck are we doing with this car? Which I will now introduce. The name is, I'm calling it Project Incognito. And why am I calling it that? Because I don't know, to be honest with you. I just thought it was a cool name, and the Incognito portion came in for the very fact that I've had the car for I've had the car for about 8 months, and only a handful of people really know about it, and only 2 people have been in it. 2 of my friends have been in it. So that's why we're calling it Project Incognito. Because I really haven't made a whole bunch of stuff about it. But back to what we're doing with the car. What we're doing with the car is pretty simple. I'm keeping it simple for now. We're gonna do the basic things. The interior, I'll show you when we get back to the other location, but the interior is a little ripped. The seats are a little damaged, the front seats, and the shift boot is a little damaged. There's some interior trim pieces missing, and I have a blown speaker in my door, in my driver's side door. One of the tweeters is blown. So that's pretty much the basics of the interior. The exterior is a little bit different. I am planning on doing a full paint correction on the vehicle. And why am I doing that? Because the exterior of the vehicle is pretty damaged. There's a dent in the passenger side quarter, and it has just a bunch of key scratches all over it. It might not even be key scratches because they're not that deep, but it has a bunch of scratches all over it. So the car needs a good detail. And we're also going to do things like wheels. I'm not doing headlights, and I'm probably going to do an exhaust. So what order those get done in is to be determined, and I really can't tell you at the moment because I don't really know. I've been doing research and I have things already picked out. So let me know down in the comments what you actually want to see first. I'm thinking wheels, or maybe an exhaust first. Let me know, because I'll also be fabricating the exhaust myself. Not very much of a welder, but I can, probably do it. So that is pretty much why this car is in my possession, what happened over the last 8 months, and what we're doing with it. Other than that, let me know what else you guys want to see with it. I haven't fully decided yet if I want to wrap the car, and if I wrap the car, do I teach myself how to wrap a car, or do I just bring it somewhere to do it? Because that's the other thing. These seats, I'm not an upholstery guy, but I think I'm going to bring them to get done. I've talked about doing upholstery on the channel in the past, but not 100% sure. So that's pretty much it. The story, took possession of the car in August. I kept it a huge secret because I had no idea what to do with it. And here I am, ready to kind of do a small build with it. Now, I can hear some people already going, why aren't you doing any engine modifications? I don't want to at the moment. It's not my thing. I don't think I will be doing engine modifications ever, but I don't know yet. At the moment, YouTube and social media is the only thing I'm doing at the moment. I'm spending my time doing this. So that's a new thing that came about. So we'll see what happens. I don't know exactly what will happen, but let's complete this drive. We'll go back to where we started, and I'll go over a couple more things, wrap up the video, and yeah. And just like that, we're right back where we started. I did want to show you the interior before we finish off this video because I said I would, and what actually is wrong with it. So it's not terrible, but as you can see, a little tear here. Haven't peeled up the tape to see what that's like, but this seat pretty much needs to get like reupholstered. You know, another little tear right here. Oh, in the shift boot, it's pretty torn up. I already have an Alcantara one in my cart. I have to order it still, but the back seat is pretty good too. Oh, I'll introduce you now. This is Scully. His head is currently on backwards, but this is Scully. He is part of the car. He will be in every BMW video. He needs to get out of his winter attire and into his spring attire. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share the video with friends, and in the comment section below, let me know what else you want to see, because I'm open to so many options. I don't even know what's out there for this car, so let me know down below. You could also send links to my business email, which is also in the description. And remember, every day is an adventure, and until next time, peace.